I talk to a lot of folks about why they're considering working with SearchPilot to power their SEO experimentation program. I've talked a lot about the importance of testing, coming from the fact that organic search is, for most large websites, their largest channel and their greatest opportunity, and yet, at the same time, often their least well understood channel. The three recurring themes that I hear from customers and prospects when I'm talking to them about why they might work with SearchPilot are, unsurprisingly, all things that help them get more winners. The first is power. The fact that with SearchPilot, they can run practically any SEO test they can imagine, from on-page to metadata to internal linking, and that we can work with JavaScript frameworks like React and Next.js. The second is precision. The breakthroughs we've made in our statistical engine mean that our analysis can detect smaller uplifts with more confidence and hence find more winners. And the third is our professional services, the PS team, as we call it. You might know that SearchPilot grew out of the SEO agency Distilled, and so we have professional services deep in our DNA. And even though we're building a software company this time around, we find that people are often surprised by how deep we're prepared to go and just how dedicated our team is. I often say that our professional services team is probably, at this point, the group with more experience building and analysing SEO tests than anyone else on the planet. I'm pretty sure this is true, and it's certainly true across the range and depth of industries and customer sites that we support. What we haven't talked about as much is the technology that supports our PS team. They don't only have access to all the SearchPilot platform that our customers use, but they also get power user support from our engineering and data science teams, giving them superpowers. They have tools for all kinds of advanced tasks, like lookalike bucketing, outlier detection and removal, and access to a variety of advanced statistics to understand how well our systems are able to model the data and to debug all kinds of potential areas of confusion. The main superpower that I wanted to show you today, though, is what we call the long room. It may not be pretty, but like many power user tools, it's super powerful. The long room is a suite of analysis tools that our PS team can deploy on any individual test, enabling them to customize the statistical analysis, get access to more detailed data, and then push whatever they find back into the customer-facing dashboards for our customers to use and share with their wider teams. Let me show you a few tools in action on some demo data. So on the left-hand side here, I've run an advanced analysis, and if we look at the charts here, these are similar to what you'd be familiar with if you've seen any of our work in the SearchPilot platform. So this chart shows us the actual performance of the variant pages compared to a forecast that we've run. And in the chart below it, we can see that drilling down into predicted uplift along with the confidence interval that we have on that uplift. The first thing that we can see that's different to what you might have seen in the platform is that we have these additional confidence intervals here, which is because I've requested what are called extra alphas up here in the settings. And what that means is that we can see just the core predicted uplift, or we can see the standard 95% confidence interval, or we can overlay a 90% confidence interval, or even an 80% confidence interval. So this is useful for doing those kind of more advanced analysis, but it's still relatively basic. So let's look at a more advanced tool. One of the more challenging pieces of analysis that we're called upon to do is to handle the impact of extreme outside events, like new advertising campaigns or unexpected news coverage, that happen during the test and affect only a small number of pages and throw off the test. We call these outliers. On the right here, we can see that I've applied the step called Remove Outliers, which automatically discovers pages that don't perform like the rest of the site section. If we scroll down, we can see here that it's identified one page, for example, that has this huge spike before the deployment of the test, but there's been very low traffic for some time. And this path is just not like the other ones in the site section, and removing it makes the model much, much better, as we can see when we look at the predicted uplift and the 95% confidence interval on that and compare it to the data that we were seeing before. So this is just some of the advanced tools that we have access to for our professional services team to support our customers in doing detailed advanced statistical analysis on our tests. If you'd like to know more, do get in touch because we'd happily run a demo for you. Take care. Still here? Okay. Here's a fun little outro. If you're in the UK, you may have figured this out already. But do you know why we call it the long room? It's a cricket thing. My co-founder and some of our early engineers are cricket fans, and so they started naming our statistical models after cricketers. You'll see that our current model is called Gatting, after Mike Gatting, and there's another model here named Cook after Alistair Cook. And the Long Room is a famous room at the Lord's Cricket Ground in London, one of the most famous grounds in the world. This knowledge won't make you a better SEO, but I thought some of you might find it interesting. Take care.